When did I first hear about Texas A&M? That would be between the ages of 3 and 4. Growing up in Belize, my dad was an academic, but he also loved American football, and his team was Texas A&M. I didn't go to Texas A&M, but I went to the University of the West Indies in Jamaica. I majored in geology with a minor in physics, alternative energy physics. So both renewable energy and non-renewable energy.
When I became Vice Chancellor and Dean, one of the things I felt we needed to do was become more seen in the research arena, particularly into applied problem solving. To me, that's what engineering is about. First thing I did was take a look at establishing establishing a group of top professors to take a look at where they thought the future was going.
We have departments, we have petroleum, we have nuclear engineering, mechanical, chemical, even other departments like aerospace. Energy as a concept cannot be claimed by one single academic unit. So that's why we put resources together, and then that became a theme, because the energy economy at that time was very important, renewable energy sources. So it became obvious that we have to put efforts together in this multidisciplinary field.
When new areas of research come up, it's always good to have a concentrated effort or some entity that takes ownership and promotes or engages in that area. So the good thing about centers and institutes is that when you create them in these strategic areas, they can be incubators of research, but also of engagement with the broader faculty. So there was not a lot of movement at the college level at the time in pursuing initiatives. And we, the departments, when we were meeting, we said, why don't we jumpstart one in the energy area? They create an energy engineering institute.
It was really a goal to get different experts who were maybe expert in that wide of a field to talk to each other and then get a compass around it and be able to look at problems from different angles. Then you get real solutions. Now, we hired a special person. We hired Teresa Maldonado, a brilliant personality and just a wonderful person. And she came in and she took it over, getting the Energy Center up on its legs, if you will, and get it moving.
I personally was well aware of the Energy Engineering Institute, but I felt that a lot of the initial work, which is natural, focused on the upstream portion of energy, which makes a lot of sense. Unless you get it out, there is no energy. And part of the vision was to gradually move into midstream and downstream. But I think that the major breakthrough, as far as I am concerned, that happened is when the late Professor Chris Loudas and also Professor Stratos Pistakopoulos, when they joined Texas A&M and they took the helm of the Energy Institute. The first thing they did was to map the needs of Texas and the world for energy and the resources available at Texas A&M. And they meticulously went after every discipline that can contribute to this. So it felt like home for many of us. And we felt, yes, there is a role that I can play under this umbrella.
Essentially, the whole room, the room we're here, is like the honor of the late, great Professor Chris Loudas. We have been very close for many years, so all we had this not only a dream, but also a vision, to do something together, which we were trying to cultivate for many years. And it was during Christmas time, 2013, he called me and says, I got this opportunity at Texas A&M. I said, where is Texas A&M? Because perhaps you can also come and spend your sabbatical. In fact, I thought this is a good idea. It was like the full 2014. I spent it as part of my sabbatical here in the Chemical Engineering Department, and he spent his Hagler Fellowship with the Institute. So when the concept of, leading the Energy Institute director came out, that's when everything, the whole puzzle, all the pieces of the puzzle came together, and that was in fact the turning point for our decision to come and join Texas A&M.
The Energy Institute has been very successful in, as simple as it sounds, making it self-aware. I think if you ask most of the people, especially in the engineering department at A&M, they'll say, yes, I know of the Energy Institute. I'm aware that they are working on important things, and that if I have something I want to work on that isn't department specific, that has to do with energy, that's a place I can go and tap into cross functions, cross departments, and advance.
I started out in the oil and gas industry, petroleum engineer, and I spent 13 years there. But I noticed that while I was working, many times I was teaching people, and at the end of the year, when they're evaluating me, all those other things I did didn't count. I wasn't really fulfilling what was natural to me. So 2017, when I packed my bags from Nigeria, got to Stanford to do my PhD, I got a postdoc back at Stanford where they exposed me to carbon capture and storage, as well as hydrogen storage. So having worked on that, I applied to Texas A&M, and it felt like it was a good match, this mutual love and understanding, and I came here in 2022. When I got in, I heard everybody talking about somebody called Stratos, and they said I had to meet with Stratos, okay? And so one day I came in to visit with him, and we got talking about my research, and he said something very profound. He said, I'm going to help you to be great. Anybody trying to set up a hydrogen lab is going to spend a lot of money and a lot of time. So he had this hydrogen lab that was already set up. He said I could use what he already has. I got a grant from the Department of Energy, APA-E. It's a $1.5 million grant. It's related to hydrogen generation, but I think what was instrumental was the fact that I was able to do my preliminary results in the Energy Institute's lab, that's Stratos lab, and that helped me to, gave me the confidence to apply. I wasn't even sure I was going to get that grant, but it gave me the confidence to apply.
We need things to move the world forward. The need to develop degrees that are more broad is really powerful. We think of oil wells today, and we think of power plants today, and we think of hydroelectric dams. Who looks across those and says, in this dynamic world of energy, I'm going to need to be able to pull from different sources and compare costs and benefits. And if you ask somebody, what is a master's of science in energy, the Energy Institute with this degree program is solving the problems of a decade away from now by beginning this process. And the more that students come into it and the more presence that degree has, the more success we'll see.
When I decided to go to graduate school, I chose Texas A&M, yes, because of my father's love for Aggie football. The Texas A&M Energy Institute played a huge part in me getting my master's degree. I don't know if any of you are Harry Potter fans, but I remember Dumbledore telling Harry that you will always get help at Hogwarts. And that's exactly my relationship with the Energy Institute. From the first day I got here, Texas A&M's Energy Institute assisted me. To this day, I am extremely thankful.
We sort of have foreseen the future where the energy evolution or transition, we call it now, where things are going research-wise, especially given the geography where we are, right? Where we are in the capital of energy on planet Earth, right? And Texas A&M is in the middle of it. So we created a lot of the things you see here around, all these kind of initiatives, educational programs, all of this were part of the thinking and discussions that we have had, at that time. We have been blessed in a way that Texas A&M has given us the opportunity to push the agenda and, to push also the Energy Institute to the direction that we are here now and we're very proud of.